It's your boy, Mr. Chocolate. Back in the motherfucking mix, man. What's poppin'?
Good evening, kings and queens. Thank y'all so much for tuning into the Chocolate Talk. It's your boy, Mr. Chocolate, and I'm here with my co-host,
Kendall. Hello.
Yeah, what's good, what's good. First of all, before we get into today's topic, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Man, I'm a lot of things, to be honest. I'm blessed. I can't really complain, honestly. Like,
That's
I'm chilling, you feel me? So, today's topic, bro. Man, look, recently, as we all know, on May 15th, 2019, Alabama Governor Kay Ivey signed into law the Alabama Human Life Protection Act, criminalizing abortion and attempted abortion, even for women that are victims of sexual violence. But, I mean, of course, abortion is still illegal due to it being constitutionally protected under the Supreme Court. But before I say my opinions on it, bruh, how do you feel? Cause
I personally feel like it's your body. You can do what you want with it. If we just broke down the stats, there's 12 months in a year. A woman can have sex with 12 different men in that same year. She can only carry one baby to term in that same year. That is a lot. She's really
You're wild.
But if a man has sex with 12 women in a year, all 12 of those women could essentially get pregnant and have a baby within the same year. So, therefore, if you don't have a uterus, never have had a uterus, not going to get one, or it doesn't work and it's not functioning no more, mind your business.
Pretty much. I mean, that's just how I feel.
Because worry about your uterus.
But was it a lady that signed it into a law?
Yeah, there were several women that, were a part of getting the bill signed, yes. And they were, 7,000 years old. We all know who they was.
Yeah, we all know that, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, my take on it, of course, whenever it comes to women, I don't think any man should have a say-so in what a woman should do with her body. However, the only thing I would say is that I'm only against abortion in the fact that, let me not even say that. I would just say, if any woman is a victim of rape or sexual assault, then at that point, because at that point it's just like, what are you doing? But if you're a victim of that, then by all means get an abortion. I'm with it, but if it's just in general, if you weren't being responsible or whatever, and we all know what that means, so I don't have to go into detail about that, but if you weren't being responsible and boom, you end up pregnant and you wasn't trying to be pregnant in the first place, then, I mean, at that point, it's just okay, you are literally killing the baby. You knew what you was doing. And let's be real, 9 times out of 10, especially nowadays, because it's more common than ever nowadays, a lot of us aren't responsible. If we being real, there's a lot of unprotected sex going on and all this and all that. You already know the spill. So it's just at that point, if you're trying to do it, then it's just you are in the wrong. You feel me? Because you could have easily protected yourself. But for women who are victims of sexual assault, rape, etc., I'm definitely all the way with abortion on that, because at that point it's just if you literally were held against your will to do it, you know what I'm saying, it was forced upon you. So you sitting here telling me that just because of this new law that signed in that even those victims can't get it, I'm not with that at all, to be honest. That's beyond foul, in my opinion. I mean, that's...
I feel that even if she was having unprotected sex, she still can get an abortion. If she want to pop Plan Bs like Skittles, if she want to buy them in bulk, if she want to keep getting abortions, I just feel if she can do whatever she want to do. And I feel if we're going to have the conversation of trying to ban abortions and female birth control, then let's go ahead and tell men that vasectomies need to be mandatory and that we need mandatory male birth control. Let's just keep it a buck. Because the military covers... or certain career fields, insurance cover Viagra and Cialis and other male performance enhancement pills.
Right.
But a woman has to pretty much ask for her permission in order to get her tubes tied or to get birth control.
Yeah.
Certain jobs, I want to say Chick-fil-A. I'm not sure, but I think Chick-fil-A, their insurance plan doesn't cover their employees getting birth control.
Yeah.
I want to know how you gonna tell me what to do with my uterus.
I mean,
I
at
just
the
didn't
end of the
understand.
day, look, all I'm saying, even with my opinion that I am, even with my statement when I said, even if you're not, if you consciously did not protect yourself and you end up pregnant, like, I'm not.
Oh, you're still wrong. Yeah,
I'm not sitting.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting here saying like, oh no, you deserve to keep that baby. Like, it's your
see
body.
that.
Do what you want. I feel you. If you had unprotected sex, you was having fun, and boom, you end up with a pregnancy, and you want to abort it. Do you? You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is that whenever it comes to the context of sexual rape, like when it comes to that, that's why I'm just like, look, y'all. How y'all gonna pass a law saying that people can't get an abortion even if they were victims of rape? Like, that's not cool at all. You know what I'm saying? But even if you were, the sex was consensual and, you know what I'm saying, y'all was having fun, y'all ain't protect yourself and you end up pregnant, by all means, if you want to get an abortion, do that. Like, that's fine. Like, my whole thing is just like, this law is really, if it ends up being not overruled because that means the opposite, but if it ends up going into law and it's firm, then at that point it's just like that's really going to be messed up because
most of them are already like pretty much in effect. Like I think Missouri just closed its last abortion clinic, and like women are being like pretty much stoned in order to walk into those clinics and get crazy abortions. Like,
but my thing is, another thing is why are we so hard on women though? Because
America hates women.
That's sad, bro. Like, they're I mean, apart from men, of course, providing the sperm and all this and all that, like literally these women provide life other than God.
I really think America just really feels like women should just be. She should just be pretty. She should just walk around in lingerie, and she should just cook meals and be a bed maiden. And I just want somebody to be bold enough to say it out of their mouth so they can just confirm what I already feel.
Okay, so and another rumor that I heard on Instagram was that apparently white people, of course, signed it into law just due to the fact that they're not reproducing enough as well. So
they're not reproducing enough. White people, statistics. Like pure bad white people.
I mean, I guess so because that's pretty much what I heard.
Because let's just be honest. Here I am. Here's my corner. We all know that we got all the big black guys out there, the D1 athletes that want to flow toward the cute little white girls with the little blonde hair.
They haven't learned the lesson yet.
And they be ruining their lives. Well, you deserved it. You played yourself. When this little chocolate queen over here was trying to be nice to you, you didn't want her. You wanted Becky. So these are your consequences. And what do most black dudes say? They're like, oh, I don't date black women because why? She's too bossy.
Right.
She's talked too much. She don't know how to stay in her place. And they date white women because what? They're submissive. Is that not? That's the point that they make most of the time. I personally feel like, and I'm gonna say this, everybody. I'm pretty sure don't drag me along. But I'm gonna say this. I really personally feel like when black people say, I'm gonna just say black people, not just black men, black people in general, when they say that, oh, I don't date black men or black women because ... I really feel like that's a mental illness. Because how are you and your super black self gonna say, I don't date black people? Like, you didn't come from a hella black grandmama who came from a black mom, who your mom came from a black mom, who came from a black dad, who came from this long line of hella black people. Like, come on, fam.
It's definitely.
So just admit that you hate yourself. Don't try to push your insecurities on nobody else.
I do agree with you on that topic, though. You know what I'm saying? Like it's definitely facts. It's definitely. I feel like it's definitely self-hate at the end of the day because I mean, yes, society has, like I said, society has brainwashed us in tremendous ways. It's scary. It's frightening. It's all of the above, honestly. And I just feel like at the end of the day, I'd rather stay within my community and reproduce with a woman of color, just due to the fact that there's many things that go into it. And I mean, of course, I don't discriminate. I have nothing against white people or any other type of people. But at the same time, you really just have to think, just the origin, the culture, the roots, all that. Like, how can I even put it? We're it, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're literally it. Like,
but you know what my grandma would always say? They want our rhythm, but not our blues. So everybody want to be black, but nobody wants to be black. They want the clothes. They want the swag.
Of course, because they don't want to. They don't want to go through. They don't want to go through what we've gone through.
Yeah, it's
simple,
not cute.
Plain blank. Period. Like, I mean, we have sets countless trends. I mean,
We are the trend.
we literally are it. So at the end of the day, for anybody to make any statement saying, "Oh, I don't want to deal with this type of lady," like, first of all, you're a coward. Like, you're lame. You have to step up to the plate and be able to handle what you want, right? You know what I'm saying? Because I know for me, me personally, I just couldn't date outside. Well, okay, let me not even say that, because like I said, I don't discriminate.
I was saying, my
thing is, my preference is black women. Like, listen.
So when it comes to ranking races, which you should not do, but if you were to just have a list, black women would fall at the top of that list.
Most definitely.
That's understandable.
Because
for me, like, I don't discriminate. I could date anybody. I could date somebody Hispanic, Vietnamese, whatever. Like, I don't discriminate. But yeah, it's something about like me marrying a black man and having like black ass kids and my black ass family.
For real.
Like,
because I'm not gonna lie.
Because I came from a black family. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's certain experiences that my black kids would not understand if they had a father who was of a different race. Like, a father of a different race couldn't tell my black son about how he shouldn't be out the house at a certain time of night because police will shoot him, kind of thing. Even though that's something that we shouldn't be worried about, but that's just the world that we live in.
You would think.
Like, he's not going to understand that experience, you know? So I just need...
That's a major thing with me, though. I agree with you on that because, like I said, it's... Not only does it boil down to really the conversations that we'll have, but it's really just the principle of how things are. You know what I'm saying? If I were to date other, ethnicities, like I said, nothing will be wrong with it, but whenever it comes to specific issues, which will eventually arise if you're going to spend the rest of your life with somebody, it's bound to happen. So it's just like how I would want my wife to be able to agree with me and relate to me, speaking to our children or even just talking to her with experiences, because at the end of the day, it's bound to happen. I mean, you can try to, it's okay, like, even if it happens.
You can try to smooth it over.
Nah, bro, like, it's not how we rolling. Like, period. I'm pro-black, you know what I'm saying? I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud of where I'm from, like, straight up. So, I mean, like I said, other races are beautiful. Like, of course, there's beautiful white people. There's beautiful Hispanics. There's beautiful everything. Yeah. I don't discriminate, but at the end of the day, I have to spend the rest of my life with a woman of color. It's only right. Like, it's literally only right. But even coming back to the whole abortion thing, so apparently 59.1 million babies. Like, 59.1 million babies have been aborted since 1973. That's
a lot of babies.
Like, that's
But
huge.
it also doesn't give the breakdown of, like, what percentage from rape, what percentage from sex, what percent is just from her.
Very true.
And again, that's a big number, and I'm pretty sure, it takes everybody aback when you 59.1.
Yeah.
59.1 million. Yeah, it takes everybody aback, but again, her uterus, her body, her choice.
I mean, look, I definitely, I get where they're coming from.
It shocks me, but...
It does shock me. I mean, like I said, I see I guess I can see where they're coming from, just due to the fact that, that is a lot of babies who aren't born.
But how many of those women gave birth to babies that now have postpartum, that were on drugs, that are now in the foster care system, that are homeless, that are dead from whatever other life experiences? Like,
pretty much. I mean,
so you don't want her to get an abortion, but you want her to have a baby that she's gonna mistreat and just throw, like. So who's gonna fund all these babies that nobody wants? Are y'all gonna donate money to the foster care system?
Clearly not them, because I didn't even know. Apparently, adoption. I don't think adoption is free. From what I heard.
No, you have to like pay for the paperwork and like get the name changed.
The only thing is, I don't like that, because it's just like y'all literally selling these kids. But
everything's about the money, like.
Pretty much, yeah. Essentially, true. I just think the only process that.
But you have to pay to adopt animals, so I don't
really.
See.
The thing is, if you're adopting a child, I feel like the only thing that should really be the process is really just the paperwork and the legal stuff, but to really, because I know it's definitely not expensive to adopt a child, so it's just
I'm pretty sure it costs a lot.
So it's just like, at that point, whenever I heard that, I just don't agree with the fact that you're putting money on this child's head. It's just like, why not me and my spouse or my partner just file for a child that we want and have to, go through this process to make sure that we're okay.
But the adoption process is really, really long.
Yeah, I know that, it's but really I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. All I'm saying is just like, why do we have to pay?
I mean, like you said, there's a price, or there's money on everybody's head. Because the first thing people most of the time tell you when you get pregnant or when you're about to have a baby is, babies are expensive. You gotta pay $7 million for diapers and $27,000. $27.6 billion for college, and then they gotta eat for 18 years under your belt, and they gotta have housing and lights and water and all this other extra stuff. Like, the first thing that they tell you is, well, just go sell a kidney to like get some money to fund this kid, like, kind of thing. People kind of try to shoo you away by telling you that it's gonna cost too much unless you do things in what they deem to be the natural order of life. So if it's a teenage mother, then she's forever going to wear this label of being a teenage mom, no matter how great she turns out later on in life. But if she's 28 and is married and has a husband and kids, and she's changed her last name and she does things in what's deemed to be the correct order of life, then nobody's really going to judge her for that. Unless she gets divorced and now she's a divorcee with a kid. Like,
man, I mean,
no matter how you turn, like, I just want America to admit that they hate women and they try to ruin our lives.
Basically.
And especially women of color.
It's sad. Honestly, yeah, like, even black women are the most...
They're what did Malcolm X say? They're the most unprotected and disrespected group in America. In the world.
That's sad because, like I said, even black people as a whole, the amount of stuff that we go through daily, like, I don't, like, literally at this point, I see a black man with a gun drawn on him by a police officer every day. Like, it's at the point it's like normal. Like, that's literally how sad it's gotten. And it's just like, to know that the black woman goes through even twice as much mentally, physically, it's just sad. It's just like, at what point is this going to stop? Because it doesn't, for me, it doesn't add up. And it's just like, it's crazy, bro. Like, this world is just, it's insane. And like I said, I hate the fact that, and this is not even about black people, women in general, because like I said, women play the most important role in society. Like, without y'all, this world would be literally nothing. Like, it wouldn't even exist. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it makes no sense. And apparently there was a survey in 2004 by, well, let me see what this name said. The Guts Maker Institute. I don't know if I said that right, but they anonymously surveyed 1,209 post-abortive women from 9 different abortion clinics across the country. Of the women surveyed, 957 provided a main reason for having an abortion. Pretty much the reasons were 0.5%, of course, victims of rape, 3% fetal health problems, 4% physical health problems, another 4% would interfere with education or career. That's another huge one.
Yeah, there's so many.
That's huge.
See, and that goes into it again, how many factors there are into why women get abortions. It does interfere with your job and your career. We got to be honest with ourselves.
It does.
Me as a college student right now, I'm a college student and I work and I pay my bills and all of that stuff. If I were to get pregnant right now, it would, like I said, having a child is a beautiful experience, and by no means am I trying to say that it's not, but it would kind of be, I don't want to use the word roadblock, but it would be...
It'll be an obstacle.
It would be a hindrance is the way I'm going to phrase it. Yes, it would be an obstacle because how am I supposed to go to school and be pregnant, finishing a degree? How am I supposed to go to work and be pregnant? Like, how is this going to work?
Sorry to cut you off. Let me just put it this way.
That's crazy.
Women have to be, like, when I say it's not even a question, they have to be the strongest individuals to ever exist, because like I said, no man, I couldn't even imagine giving birth to a child, and I'm not boosting at all. I couldn't imagine giving life to a child and still having to do the things that I do. I'm gonna keep it real with you, because even with married couples who are, financially stable, everything's going good, even at that point, it's still kind of hard to raise a child. So I could only imagine, and like I said, half of these women don't even have the boyfriend or the man who impregnates them in their life. So it's just like, I could only imagine the type of strain that you have to really go through to go through such a process. Like, to me, that's insane. That's literally insane. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have for today. I really appreciate y'all tuning in to the first very episode of The Chocolate Talk. We got many more to come, best believe. You know what I'm saying? Once again, it's your boy, Mr. Chocolate.
And Kendall.
Yes, ma'am. Subscribe, please. Make sure y'all subscribe. And peace out.